Okay, we're back, and we're going to now venture into this town, see what's up. This video is going to be a little bit short. I got it somewhere to go, but we do want to kind of get a feel for what's going on in this little town here. We'll probably keep it contained to this area, and know a little bit more about what we can get into. What's this chest? What the heck? Why did that guy... What?
An old beggar is peddling his wares in the village. He offers a variety of lamps, all neatly lined up on a long pole. Alexander is standing on a sunny village street. There are open shops to his right, a hard-packed path beneath his feet, and palm trees waving over his head. To the north, a key-shaped arch leads to another part of the village.
Okay. I wanted to look at these things.
Old lamps for new! Old lamps for new!
Old lamps for new.
The peddler's pole provides convenient transportation of the lamp seller's wares. There are 6 new lamps on the pole.
Well, I guess let's talk to him. See what's up. I don't have any
Good
lamps.
day, peddler.
Good day, sir. If you would like to get one of my fine new lamps, I'll need an old lamp in trade.
Isn't it a rather bad business? Taking old lamps and giving new lamps in exchange?
Well, there's always a chance that I'll find a genie. If I had a genie, I'd be richer than a king. Besides, there's always a roaring business in antique luminaries.
Okay. He makes good points, I guess.
The village buildings are made of rough sandstone stucco. This one has a shop on the street level and a private dwelling up above. Steps lead up to the shop door.
I want to look at this chest.
There's a battered wicker chest in front of a shop.
Do you think we can open it without... I don't know. We'll try
The
it.
battered chest does not interest Alexander. It's probably full of plain earthenware.
It interests me. Do I have not agency? Let's go into the books and then we'll go into the pawn shop. Ooh, I see you, lady.
Hello. I will be right up. Now, what can I do for you?
I remember this particular background in this area very fondly, with the books, and just remembering how cool it looked to get this kind of angle and perspective. And you see this a lot in adventure games now, where they have this foreground stuff kind of obscuring the screen. But to me, back when I was playing games like Sonic the Hedgehog or whatever I was playing at the time, you know, stuff like this just didn't happen, and this level of detail wasn't really a thing. So, you know, I still remember it fondly. What is this?
There's a small table near the door that bears a sign. The sign has undergone a number of changes. It once read 10 pence, but that was crossed out and replaced with 5 pence, then 1 pence, then free. The sign currently reads, "Take one, please."
Okay.
Only 1 book remains on the table. It looks like the bookshop owner really wants to get rid of that book.
I'll take it. It's an adventure game, so we'll take anything that's not nailed down, and if we have a hammer, we'll take that stuff too.
Alexander picks up the book from the small table.
Oh, yes, please, take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir.
Really? Thanks.
Is it a cursed book? Let's take a look at it. What is it?
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop.
No duh. Can you tell me what the book is, maybe?
A plaque bearing a merchant crest hangs over the doorway. The bookshop owner must be proud of his credentials.
Can we take the sign?
The table is empty.
No, okay. I don't think we can take that either.
Alexander has no ambition to set himself up as a merchant.
Hard game.
A collection of children's books fill those shelves.
I doubt we'll need this stuff. I don't know.
Alexander is a little old for those children's books.
Yeah. Sure.
Assorted travelogues and biographies are arranged on these shelves.
Probably can't take any of this stuff either.
Right now, Alexander is
But we
too
have to try.
involved with the journey he's on to take time to read about the journeys of others.
We have to try because it's an adventure game. Are these different?
Alexander is not interested in those self-help books.
Okay. And?
Thinking of Cosima, Alexander decides to leaf through one of the volumes of love poetry. He reads, "Thy hair, thy lips, thy beauteous face, and all thy studied female grace have won for thee anon a place within this broken breast." Not bad. And another. "Upon the shore the lilies bend, untouched by worldly care, where shadow they her earthly bed, oh, that she were not there." Yikes. And another. "What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight I cannot live without the sight of you? What nameless thing has captured me, and made me powerless to flee? What thing is it without a name, that brings my mind e'er back the same to thee? The name of love cannot apply, its commonness does not decry the haunted, hunted, painful cry that my heart makes for you, that e'er my soul eternal makes for you."
A little close to home, that one.
Alexander returns the love poem book to the shelf.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna grab that paper in just a second, but it seems like maybe these are some of Jane Jensen's poems. I don't know. They're not bad, and having this narrator definitely puts, kind of a punch into it. Let's pick this up.
Alexander picks up the fallen page. It's the love poem he particularly liked. It must have fallen out of the poetry book.
I see that old volume has lost another page. You may keep it if you like, sir. I have glued the stubborn thing back in place 2 times already.
I do rather like it. Thank you, merchant.
Okay, cool. Let's look at it again.
Alexander has a love poem from a book in the bookshop.
Okay, not much info on it, though.
A small fire burns in the fireplace despite the warmth of the day outside. Perhaps the bookshop owner simply finds it comforting. A well-padded leather chair, a small table, and a fuzzy rug have been arranged into a cheery reading area near the fire. Alexander rests his feet for a moment. Alexander picks up and leafs idly through a book called The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages. Well, that was refreshing. Alexander is standing in a cozy little shop. Books of every size and shape line the walls. A crackling fire in the fireplace completes the tranquil scene. An antique leather-bound book is displayed on a little stand on the counter. On the elaborate cover is the title, Ye Useful Book of Magic Spells.
Oh, can I take that?
How much for that book on the counter, merchant?
It is a fine book, is it not? I obtained it from the estate of the one and only magician this kingdom has ever had. Poofed himself into an aardvark in the end, or so I heard. I never found the spells all that useful myself, but then I lead a boring life.
So I can
tell
have
you
it?
what, if you can find another rare book, something a bit more marketable, I might be willing to exchange the spelled book for it.
Fair enough. We now have a new objective. I'll take that. And I've saved talking to the dudes for last, but let's go ahead and let's converse with this man.
Good day, sir. I'm a stranger in this land. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
That is quite a question, young man. Who are you, and what would you have me tell you?
My name is Alexander. I know I'm on the Isle of the Crown, but I'd like to know whatever you can tell me about this island, and if there are other islands nearby.
You are indeed a stranger. Anxious is the man who knows not the customs of the land beneath his feet. This island is called the Isle of the Crown, because the royal family's castle is here. Besides the castle, we also have this village, and the docks over to the west. There are at least 3 other islands. The Isle of the Sacred Mountain, the Isle of the Beast, and the Isle of Wonder.
At least 3? Does no one know for certain?
This is no ordinary land, Alexander. The land of the Green Isles has always been a place of vague boundaries, as if islands come and go. Legend speaks of a 4th island, an isle shrouded in mists. I myself have never seen it. Then, too, the land of the Green Isles is said to exist on the boundaries of this world and the next. Even darker places are reputed to be closer here than anywhere else in the world.
That's quite a claim.
Claim, yes, but probably just local superstition. We who live here on the Isle of the Crown, at least, sleep well enough at night.
Those first 3 islands you mentioned, how might I learn more about them?
Ideally, a young man seeking such knowledge would travel to their shores and learn about them firsthand. Meeting the leaders of each place would be helpful, naturally. Unfortunately, the ferry no longer runs between the islands. There has been much political unrest, and it has been too dangerous to travel for years. Perhaps the ferryman can tell you more. He has little enough to do these days. And if you haven't been there already, you might seek an audience at the castle.
Thank you kindly, merchant, for all your good advice.
Ah, but advice is free, Alexander. Making use of it costs much more.
Awesome. Very helpful information. So, let's look at the suspicious guy now. What's he up to? Looks like he's stealing books to me.
Good day, sir.
The mysterious old man just ignores Alexander.
Alright.
An old man occasionally steals sidelong glances at Alexander from under a concealing hood.
That's not all he's stealing. I'm on to you, old man. Let's get out of here. So, we want to talk to the ferryman. Oh, I probably need to click it with the hand. We talk to the ferryman. We need to get that magical book by exchanging another book. This guy here, we can give an old lamp for new.
Old lamps for new.
Right on cue.
Old lamps for new.
Gotcha. I'm literally the only person on the street, and you've already talked to me.
Good day.
There's a lot going on here. I'm just visually taking it in. Let's start looking.
A worn leather wineskin is suspended from the ceiling. A strange-looking winged device occupies one corner of the room. It is frail with disuse. Alexander finds it intriguing. Perhaps he thinks it was once used in a local sporting event, in which enthusiasts jumped from cliffs, glided on air currents, and then attempted to land, frequently crunching a bone or two in the process. Alexander shudders at the thought and decides to stick to dragon slaying.
Okay.
Towering mightily over the other pawn shop curiosities, the stuffed bear makes an ostentatious display. An old suit of armor stands in the pawn shop. It looks like a vigilant guard against thieves and carpet salesmen, even though it is headless.
There's so much here.
A small red drum beats no more on the shelves of the pawn shop.
Anything not distinctly colored, like it looks like it was colored into the image and cannot be removed, it's not like a separate layer, I don't think we'll ever be able to get or take. So like these items, they have a different color, they stand out, so they're probably removable or something, but like this drum's not going anywhere because it is the same image that the background is, and that's kind of a big giveaway in a lot of adventure games. It's not always true, but usually it's a good rule of thumb.
A few well-aged barrels probably hold assorted smaller goods and perishables. The land of the Green Isles must have at least one inhabitant with interest in the mystical, for a crystal ball has been traded in along with the more common household goods. A lady's hand mirror has been separated from its original trousseau, and now gathers dust on the pawn shop shelves.
And some of this is hard to tell, like, what is this?
The pawn shop is a dimly lit place with a slightly musty smell. Curiosities litter every corner and every shelf. For sale are articles that range from the bizarre to the commonplace, from the priceless to the practical.
Oh, okay.
Several half-burnt wax candles have been placed among the other pawn shop items. They probably light the shop at night. A helmet, probably belonging to the headless armor also in the shop, has found its way to a separate part of the counter.
I see that now, but that totally did not look like a helmet to me at first.
A tall skeleton lends an air of mystery to the shop. The back wall of the shop holds various bottles and potions. For example, a bottle labeled Owl Courage Potion for spineless owls.
Okay. Someone thought that was cute.
The back wall of the shop holds various odds and ends. For example, a hull hole detector for finding those hard-to-spot holes in small sailboats.
Oh, hole detector?
Cat cookie mix. Play tricks on your friends, the box says. A golden bridle finder for finding those nearly invisible golden bridles. Self-adhesive emeralds, what you use when you don't have honey.
I'm trying to process that one. And no, I'm just moving on.
Tongue climbing gear, tested on over 100 whale tongues. A uvula tickler, guaranteed to make large mammals sneeze.
What? It looks like a jar.
A cheese hook for retrieving cheese out of small holes. A shovel that's guaranteed not to break for over 100 grave diggings.
Is my game broken? Because this looks like a pumpkin bowl or something. A shovel?
A bridge repair kit for when you've crossed a bridge one too many times.
Okay, alright, we're done. This is clearly just ridiculous. What's on the counter? Uh-oh.
An elegant little glass dish decorates the countertop. The dish is full of green mints offered for the enjoyment of the customer.
Oh, free mints. Yes, please.
Alexander takes a mint.
Can I take more than one?
Alexander already has a mint. He'd prefer to leave some for the other customers.
Fine.
Alexander takes a closer look at the items on the counter.
Oh, a new screen.
I see you have noticed my mechanical nightingale. She is made of plain tin, but she sings the sweetest song you can imagine, barely distinguishable from the real thing.
That's cool.
The flute is only made of plain wood, but its notes are fine and true.
This is a voice actor from Gabriel Knight. He's been in a lot of stuff, I believe, but I definitely recall that voice.
Ah, yes, the painter's brush. It was well used by one of the island's best painters. There's a lot of creativity in that brush, and its bristles are still in good condition. Have you an interest in tinder boxes? This one is only slightly battered. It holds a good supply of flint, a sturdy striking pad, and even a candle in case you find yourself with naught else to hold the flame.
Okay, I don't think any of this is going to be free, but we'll try to take some stuff.
I'm interested in that mechanical nightingale on the counter.
What do you desire to give me in trade? The items on the front counter are all of equally slight value, worth only a copper or two. They are handy items nonetheless.
I don't have anything to give you, dude. I've got a poem. I've got your mint. But I don't know what I need to use this stuff for, so I don't want to offer this trade just yet. So we'll just talk to him and then we'll bounce.
Good day, merchant. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I can tell you she is in a dark time. Without the fairy, communication between the islands has ground to a halt, and so nearly has my business. Why the long ages of peace have ended, and why the crown has not done something about it is beyond me. But then, I am a shopkeeper, not a politician, and can only hope for better days.
Alexander will know his future soon enough if he just keeps on with his adventure. It wouldn't be fair to peek. The stuffed bear probably has stuffed fleas. Alexander decides to keep his distance.
It looks like he's flexing to me.
Alexander prefers to keep his leather jerkins firmly on the ground.
I don't like the way you said that. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get harassed by the street merchant. I'm gonna save it here, and we're gonna stop the game. So we're making use. You can see my save titles. I'm making new save. I'm just kind of keeping it simple. We'll go old-timey. So we'll save it here and we'll stop. And next time we'll go north through the key shape and see what's up there. I imagine at some point, again, we've got to get those items from the pawn shop. We just don't know why, so I'm not going to bother with that. We also probably need to exchange a lamp with this guy. I know something about a lamp. You know, as far as I know there's a lamp, but I know kind of what the lamp does, but I don't know if I'm supposed to give it to this guy or how I even get that lamp or anything like that. So and then in the bookstore there's that magical book, which I think I know what that might be, but I'm not sure, and I have no idea how to get it from them. So there's a lot of mystery here for me. I don't know. I didn't recall any of those conversations or any of those item descriptions or anything. So it's a lot of new stuff for real. And probably like 5% of this I recall or know. It's very little. So yeah, we'll keep adventuring when we come back and take it from there. Thanks, guys.